Welcome! Today's session is cross hands and closing, the final two movements in the Yang 13 form. So let's get started. End of the form, okay? So today we call cross hands and then we have closing. You already know closing because closing is the same thing as opening. Footwork first for cross hands, okay? I'm going to start from the normal direction because we're doing just footwork, okay? Start with your right leg forward. We did our push, okay? As we're turning, we're going to turn our waist and shift a little bit of weight back. Now we're going to keep turning our waist to the straight direction and we're going to rotate on our heels so that foot goes to straight. This is the hard part. Okay, now we're going to shift back and we're going to step in shoulders width apart and level ourselves out. So when we first start doing this, we're going to probably have to look down at our footwork to make sure what straight is, okay? So starting with that bow stance, you're going to shift a little bit of weight and you're going to turn from your waist a little bit. Then you're going to keep turning from your waist and you're going to turn on your right heel to the straight direction. Now you're going to shift back, pick up, and step in for cross hands. Kind of feels like what? Wave hands like clouds where we sink into our legs, okay? We want to make sure, remember, we're never standing up, right? We chose our height and we're staying at it for the whole form. So let's do it again. Right leg forward. Okay. First, the arms are up. Shift a little bit and turn. Now keep turning on your heel and with your waist. Then we're going to shift. We're going to step in and settle in to cross hands. Not bad, right? Remember, whenever we're doing any movement, our gaze follows the action. So in this movement, we start forward. We're looking ahead. We're going to shift and turn. We're going to keep our head level and we're going to look kind of towards that corner direction where we're chopping. Then we're going to settle in and then step in, shoulder width. Take a moment. Don't move. Just look down at your feet. Are they straight? Are they shoulders width apart? It may or may not happen. It takes time. Remember, repetition is key. Okay? So for the arms, let me come nice and close. We're going to mirror each other. We're in our push. Okay? The first thing you're going to do is you're going to turn your waist and that left palm is going to face out. Okay, that right hand is staying exactly where it was. Okay, let's do that again. So see where your hands are in three-dimensional space. Okay, right hand's going to stay here. Left hand's going to turn and rotate. Now, you're going to keep this right arm nice and big, and you're going to keep turning your waist, and you're going to chop out to the corner direction. So right now, both arms are around corner direction, okay? Then we're going to drop our fingers down, and we're going to come into Wild West kind of arms. Now, here's the interesting thing. Our right arm is going to end up on the outside. So when you cross, the arm is actually going to go on the inside, okay? And then they're going to switch, okay? When we end up in cross hands, we want to make sure that we have enough space between our wrists that we could show lifting up for cross hands, and imagine someone's fist going over our head, okay? So let's do it again, mirroring from here, pushing out. Remember, right hand's going to stay where it is. Turn from your waist and turn that left palm out. The chopping is happening with what? the outside of your forearm. So that's the point that we're imagining we're chopping out with. Now we're going to keep some space in the arms, Wild West kind of arms. The left arm's going to come on the outside, and we switch. Right arm ends up on the outside. Okay? This movement is the hardest one in the form because the entire time it's going to look like this. We're going to do it together from the normal direction. So we start here. You're going to turn your waist and turn your palm out. You're going to chop to the corner with waist turning. Then you're going to bring those fingertips down. You're going to bring that right arm on the inside, and then it comes on the outside for cross hands. Okay? So you're not going to be able to see much. This is the hard thing, okay? So we can see up until what point? Wild West arms, right? We can see pretty much everything here, okay? So when we do this movement, we have to make sure the right arm goes on the inside and then comes on the outside. I know that is a brain teaser, okay? Just remember that the right arm is going to end up on the outside. This will help a lot. And when we do this, we don't want to have the elbows down. We want to be in what is a double ward off. Okay? So we know ward off right. Right? We just did ward off right. We know ward off from our transition from parry, block, and punch into ward off right. This movement is one ward off with another ward off, and they're just crossed with that right arm on the outside. Okay, so this should feel like warding off with both arms. That's the meaning. Okay, so the meaning is if something is coming from behind and you don't know what it is, you're going to turn and you're going to chop out and connect with your forearm. Then what if someone comes this way? You're going to turn and you're going to lift up, okay? Probably a little bit higher so that the arm goes over your head. But for practice purposes, remember, trying to go for standard within all of our movements so everything looks the same. Warding off, shoulders and elbows down below your chin. Okay, so relaxing into it still. All right. Let's practice putting the arms and the legs together. Okay. The hard thing about this movement is that you're not going to be able to see the arms once we get to the crossed position. So let's mirror. Right leg forward, in push. First, that weight shifts back and you turn from your waist and that left palm is facing forward. Right hand stayed where it is. Now you're going to shift all your weight to that left leg as you chop. Now, shifting to the right. Make sure you have that piece of fruit under your arms or Wild West arms. Now, cross at the bottom when you step in. Then center your weight out as you lift the arms up for cross hands. Waist relaxed, tailbone tucked down, shoulders and elbows sinking down, and head lifting up. Cross hands. Not terrible, right? Let's mirror again, and this time we're going to add on closing, okay? So from our push, our right leg is forward. We're pushing. First is a little weight shift and the left arm is going to turn facing out. Then you're going to chop to the corner direction with all of your weight. You're actually leaning into it a little bit. Make sure all that weight is in. Now, shifting back, becoming vertical. Fingertips point down. Step in, right arm on the inside. Palms stay facing you as you lift up for cross hands. Okay, closing. You're going to open the arms and the palms are going to face the sky as you stand up. We're going to use shoulder and elbow rotation Go from out to in. Now upper arms go down, forearms, and then the palms. Come and sit in front of your hips. Then we're going to return to our original position. And then we're going to lift the left heel, ball in the toes, and we're going to step in. That was not mirrored, sorry. That was just natural, okay? So let's do it. From that push, I'm going to stay mirroring you so that you can see the arms. From here, we're going to turn the waist, left palm facing out. Chop out to the corner, leaning into it a little bit. Now, fingertips point down as we shift to the right. Stepping in, right arm crosses at the bottom. Lift up. Now closing, standing up, let the arms reach out long, palms to the sky. We're going to rotate so that the palms face down. Go to the outside and then to the inside. Upper arms, forearms, and palms sit down in front of the hips. And then we return to that original position. Okay, so making sure we have that fruit, and then we step in, mirroring, left foot comes in. Okay. All right, now that we have it mirrored, we have to do it from the normal direction so that you get used to not seeing the arms, okay? So from push, right leg forward. Okay, shifting back, left palm rotates, waist turns. Chop out. Bring those fingertips pointing down as you shift to the right. Stepping in, right hand on the inside. Settle in, right arm on the outside. Stand up, open the arms so the palms are to the sky. Rotate from out to in, upper arms, forearms, and palms come and sit down in front of the hips. Then, after a breath, we bring the fingertips pointing down to the side, and then we would step in. Feet together. You just did it. That's the end of the form. That's to me like a huge, exciting moment. You've arrived, okay? So, in celebration, we're going to practice the whole thing. Okay, so let's start feet together. Let's do it. Okay, just how we ended right now, feet together. And then we're going to separate. Touching with that left ball and then heel. Opening, rotate and lift. Slowly floating up to shoulder height. And then upper arms, forearms, and palms sink down. Wave hands like clouds. Drop the right fingers. Let that right arm come up. And then turn to the right side. Stepping wider. Palms face you in the center. Keep turning to the left. And then step for single whip to the corner. Arms look like wave hands until the last moment you make that hook. Drop the left elbow for a standing ward off and palm strike, torso vertical. Fist under elbow, pulling down, relax the hook. Make your fist shift your weight back. Lift, punch, and touch with your left heel. White crane, fist open, right arm goes on the outside and you change to the ball of the foot, spreading your wings. Look at your right palm for brush knee. One goes up, one down, and then they switch. And we step. Big sweeping motion, and then we push with the right palm. Hand strums the loop, reach out, step in. Pull back, up and down, go together. Hand strums the loop. High pat on horse, left palm to the sky, right to the earth. Pull into the throat, level strike, left hand at your ribs. Stepping wider. Press down, thrust palm. Shifting back, turn body, chop with fist. Protect your head as you rotate. Make your fist. Chopping out as you step, weight stays back, and then palm strike with your bow stance. Connecting out, bicycle the arms, shift back. Deflect down, use your elbow and shoulder. Step, parry to the side, hold back your opponent, and then punch. Grasping the bird's tail, shift back, open up that left foot 45 degrees. Rotate the left palm, fist opens. Close and step, up and down goes together. Roll back, rotate both arms, find the little circle at the end, shifting back. Find that circle into press as you touch the center of the forearm and expand out. Square everything up, arms go out long, come back over a ball, sit up those palms, and then push. Turn that left palm, shifting back. Chop out to the corners, you rotate on the right heel. Wild West arms, stepping in, cross at the bottom, lifting up, palms face you, right arm on the outside. Closing, open up the arms, palms to the sky, stand up. Rotate from the outside in, upper arms, forearms, and palms sinking down to your hips. Return to that original position. Let your fingertips come to the sides of your thighs. Then lift the left heel, ball and toes, and step in. Toe, ball, heel. Ending with the salute because you have officially finished the Yang 13 form. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this series of the Yang 13 form. Remember, if you want to dive deeper into your practice, you can shoot me a message on my website and we can get into some private lessons, or maybe you want to join the long form class now that you've conquered the Yang 13. There's so many things that we can do in our Yang family practice. So reach out or follow along for more videos, subscribing to my channel, or leaving a comment below. It's always great to have you here, and I hope to see you again soon.